Hey, anyone know any sea shanties? 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer. Oh, that's more a bar song than a sea shanty. Ooh, I've got one. 99 bottles of rum on the wall, 99 bottles of rum.
Okay, The Cave is a game for the Xbox 360, PS3 and PC. I've been playing it on the PC with an Xbox 360 controller, and yeah, let's go. So The Cave is pretty much what would happen if you mixed a point-and-click adventure game like Maniac Mansion, Monkey Island and so on with a Metroidvania style game like open exploration maps. And while at first I thought that The Cave would suffer a little bit based on some of its gameplay choices, it turned out really being great and redeeming itself. The only downfall so far that I've really noticed is that the main characters don't speak, and a lot of this game is kind of telling their stories, so having them talk would have been quite interesting. But the benefits that come from it is that being a point-and-click adventure style game, you don't actually point-and-click. A lot of the puzzles actually are quite logical, which is a big problem with point-and-click adventure games. I've been playing Deponia recently, and that's really failing at having logical puzzles, where every puzzle in The Cave, if you get stuck and eventually figure it out, you'll be like, oh yeah, why didn't I think of that in the first place? And that's always a nice thing in point-and-click adventure games, because you can't really question them at that point, and that means they're made fairly, and it's just all down to you as a player, which is the type of thing that happens in Portal as well, where the puzzle is actually quite logical to figure out. It just takes your brain a bit longer to catch up. So the game has you play a choice of 7 characters. You can pick 3 to go on your adventure with you, and each character has their own level, which is very, very interesting. Each level tells their own stories. So the adventurer is a story about her and her team when they went to find an ancient artifact. The twin story is about their family mansion and what happened, and the time traveller is about a woman who hates her co-worker who got employee of the year, and yeah, her trying to get back at him. And you play out these levels as them and kind of figure out what happened, and some of them are really hard. Like the time traveller level has you jumping between 3 different time periods in order to change things in the world, and that's a very hard level to get through. But each character has their own stories, and there are 7 of them, so it's definitely calling you back to play it at least 2 more times after finishing it. There is a bit of backtracking in the game, but it never feels like forced. It feels like if you have to backtrack, it's your own fault again, which you can't really fault it for that. The only thing that will bother you is that sometimes there isn't a call all characters to you button to bring the other people to you, which means sometimes they won't automatically spawn to you, so you're going to have to jump back in order to play as them and run them to where you are, and that only gets fiddly a couple of times, and it never really bothered me much. It took about 3 hours to play through it once, but you kind of want to do the other character stories and find their levels, so that'll be about 2.5 hours per the extra playthroughs, which means this is definitely worth the £10 price point and definitely worth picking up. Thanks.
We have now reached the grimmest part of our grim story, for that small box shoved into the corner is the ticket out of this house for the twins. Let's watch, shall we? If you dare.